All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about the delay. We lost you there for a bit.
Yeah, thanks for being here again, guys. We already got quite a few people on here.
Hey, nice beanie, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude, check this out. Look at the quality on this thing.
Beanie twins. Yeah, so what happened was the cold, it's very cold here in Revelstoke. So like the temperature just like dropped when the sun went down. The phone froze, had no battery. My fingers were frozen. It was just like a complete fail. So,
Yeah,
so now back in the hotel, and yeah, gonna get onto some questions, guys. So yeah, gonna hang out with TJ for like 10-15 minutes, and we're gonna have Chris or Andres, or both of those guys, stop in and say hello as well, and talk to you guys. And we may actually, I'm gonna try to get Yannick and Rav just to come in and sit in for like 5 minutes and give some of their feedback on the trip and the snowboard trips and everything that's been going on. So
yeah.
if you guys have any questions for any of these people, definitely hit us up.
Rotating guests tonight.
Yeah, so let's do the shout outs, a few shout outs again. Thank you guys all for tuning in. 48 people hop back on. That's epic, guys. And we got, all right, so who's on here? We got Charles Van Villette. Thanks for tuning in. Junior. Junior again. So he says Kevin, Revelstoke is about 3 hours west of Calgary. Nice. So that's one way to get here. It's kind of like a difficult spot to get to. Like for us, it was like a 6.5 hour, 7 hour drive from Whistler.
Yeah, like through the mountains. A really nice drive. But yeah, a little bit of a trek.
But if you're gonna come from international, yeah, you could just fly into Calgary, 3 hour drive. That's like flying into Vancouver and heading up to Whistler.
Yeah, it's pretty doable. It's not too unreasonable.
And we got Drew on here. Thanks, man. We got Junior's. Everyone's talking to each other on there. Very cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, little discussions. All right, gonna scroll down a bit further.
There it is. There we go.
All right, Priscilla says hi, TJ.
Hi, Priscilla.
We got King on here. We got Hamilton. Yeah, Boykushig. Are you guys twins?
Beanie Twins.
Beanie
current
Twins.
at the moment.
And yeah, what's up? Wyatt V says, what's up, guys? Yeah, so yeah, just first day in Revelstoke. It was awesome. It really actually like exceeded my expectations. It was like bigger than I expected, like much bigger. Like, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, coming out here, seeing that there's only 3 chairlifts, kind of, I was thinking the only other place I've been that I can think of is Cardrona, so I was kind of referencing that a little bit for size, but it's way bigger. It's pretty massive. A lot of hikes available, a lot of traversing going on, or traverses available as well. So yeah, it's a cool spot, and we found some decent snow as well on a hike. So
Yeah, we found some decent snow, and like the way that I would compare it to is like I was thinking of it in terms of how it would compare to Whistler or Blackcomb Mountains, and like it felt bigger. It felt bigger than each of those mountains.
I
So
I think, yeah, like in Whistler, with the like covering as much terrain as we did, you would run into more chairlifts. So it was cool, like how much kind of terrain you could cover with just one chair.
yeah, and it was very like steep, like consistently steep the whole way from the top of the mountain all the way to like the parking lot. It felt like it was like a steep pitch, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, quite steep.
And yeah, Priscilla, we got Team Stornici. Yeah, thanks for tuning in for the live stream, man. Um, oh wow, so Junior says it's supposed to be -25, snowing at Castle, wherever Castle is.
Oh man, yeah, that's really cold. Yeah, I think this morning it was like -9-ish, or yeah.
Yeah, -9. I think it's supposed to get a bit colder as well. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Team Stornici, I think this is like a TJ question. Loveland or A Basin, which is the best deal near Denver?
Oh man, yeah, both great choices, both very similar. Honestly, like A Basin's just on the other side of Loveland Pass, so the terrain is pretty similar. Um, I think an advantage at Loveland is that they have the Ridge Cat for cat skiing, and that I believe that you can actually access that for free if you get the pass, like liability pass. But yeah, I've had great days in both areas. I think I like A Basin a little bit better just because I'm more familiar with it, and I think I like their park a little bit more. But both great choices, really. Loveland is closer if you want convenience. So yeah, I don't think you could go wrong either way.
And Junior says, any tips for deep, steep trees? Um, yeah, a couple tips. Like one would be to like be always like managing your speed, so doing lots of turns between your heels and toes, just constantly being in control. You can do like lots of turns and still ride with a lot of speed too. So each turn doesn't have to be necessarily like killing all your speed, but I find that that's the best way. Just be going from edge to edge, staying in control and just managing like your speed and where you want to go. What would be your number one tip for like deep, deep trees?
Yeah, I think for really steep terrain like that, I kind of mentioned this on the other live chat earlier today, but keeping my weight closer uphill to make sure that, even if I do stumble a bit or if I, hit a bump or something, my weight's not so far back that's going to throw me downhill, especially in the trees. That's something I kind of keep in the back of my mind. And then, of course, planning your line ahead of time, staying a couple of turns ahead so you know where you're going to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thomas O'Meara says, I love you. Thanks, Thomas. Love you too, man.
Much love.
El Stacker Adventures. Awesome. El Stacker, thanks for tuning in. You're here consistently. Yeah, thanks so much for the support. Appreciate it.
Yeah, legend for sure.
Drew Weisner, long runs there at Revelstoke. Yeah, very long. Very, very long runs.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys were taking a blue down at the end of the day today, and I took a green. And the green is like one of the longest. It's almost like a cat track road, and one of the longest I've ever ridden. Even longer than the one in Whistler, which
Wow.
I think was previously the longest. But it literally, like, the blue goes straight down the hill, and the green just crisscrosses across it. So
Wow, serious cat track. Yeah.
long runs.
Dom Too Dangerous. Hey, just want to let you know that you've helped me improve so much with my snowboarding. For the time I started 5 years ago, I know I've progressed so much thanks to your videos. So thank you. Awesome. Thanks, Dom. That's amazing to hear.
Always.
Yeah, keep it going. And worst to tame. Atlas, Strata, Force, or Falcor bindings. Oh wow.
Oh boy.
I like. I'll go with. I think of those, the Atlas are probably my favorite still.
Yeah, for me, it's a toss up between the Strata and the Atlas, but I think I'm leaning towards the Atlas still. Yeah, the Atlas is just a solid binding all around.
Nice. And Tim Bright says, Space Case, a good step up from the Skate Banana. Yeah, I think it depends on your riding style and what you prefer, but I feel like the Space Case is like a step up in terms of it's more of like an intermediate advanced style board compared to the Skate Banana. Not saying that like an advanced person couldn't ride the Skate Banana, but you're gonna get more stability and more pop, I think, with the Space Case, and maybe a little bit less of a quick board to turn, but it will when you do get it to turn, it's gonna be like give you lots of control. So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I back everything you just said, man. Just like a bit of a beefier, more aggressive, more capable board that's a similar style.
And then maybe the step up would be the headspace.
The headspace, yeah. Get the camber version, or even there's different ways you could go from there, because they do make a lot of boards that are stiffer, and then you could go, like the T Rice, or you could go like the E-Jackknife or the headspace.
I can kind of see with those base profiles how like when you go from full rocker to like a rocker camber mix to like a full camber, how that can kind of like reflect like beginner, intermediate, advanced kind of like riding.
Definitely.
Because like to recommend like a full camber board to like an aggressive full camber board to somebody who's maybe like a beginner or intermediate in the park,
Yeah.
it could
make it harder for
make
them,
it harder.
For sure. Yeah. It's not 2000 anymore, man. We got options now.
We got options, yeah. And Buck Snabe says, when you're back in Whistler, go to the secret terrain park with the PVC rail. All right.
Oh.
Well, you know where it is?
Now I actually know. You got to show me, man.
I don't know where it is.
I think he's talking about the secret park that you and Chris built last year.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. Yeah, we should do that again, actually.
Yeah, the next dump. Let's do it.
All right.
We'll bring out the snurfer, too.
Nice, yeah. All right, sorry, guys. So I had to scroll down a little bit. Sorry if I missed any of your questions. Definitely hit us up again. All right, so Bad Riders, Adam, he says, thanks for this. He did a $5 Australian super chat. Thanks for the tips in part 1, Kev. What boards are you guys looking forward from next season? Nice, Adam. Yeah, good question. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Super DOA comes to mind. That one has got a lot of hype around it already.
So what's up with the Super DOA? What's the difference between a regular DOA and the Super?
I still haven't looked at the catalog. I haven't seen one in person either, so I'm not sure. I'm imagining it's probably like materials, and maybe it's a little bit beefier, like a stiffer board. But I'm really not sure, man.
Yeah, I'd say I'm looking forward to the 2020 Orca. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be the same board probably, but with different kind of graphic with the black and white top sheet.
Oh yeah, definitely the Orca. I'd really like to try the Camber, like the Ultra Mind Expander as well. If they add that to the line more fully next year from Jones, that'd be one I'd like to try.
Nice. Honestly, I don't have any others I'm really looking forward to, but I'm sure boards will pop up.
Absolutely, yeah, they always do.
But yeah, at the moment, I'm really liking the GNU Space Case, so that's what's on my mind at the moment.
Still new.
Yeah, it's very new. Love it. Elise Lenski, what's up, Elise? Thanks for tuning in.
Hey.
Elise in Whistler. She says, hey guys, wanted to throw some love out for the beginner videos. Rewatched some the other day and made it up the T-bar first try. Awesome. Stoked to make it over to Blackcomb Glacier and the Ice Cave. Have an awesome trip. Awesome. Thanks so much, Elise. Yeah, I actually saw some of your photos on Instagram in the Ice Cave.
Yeah, I think, we saw you got posted on Burton Canada. So, yeah, that's awesome. Looks like you've been having a good time.
Yeah, what's the story behind that? That's awesome. That's really cool. It was on like Burton Canada. It's just like a picture of Elise like chilling at the Ice Cave. So
yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, Elise, have fun in Whistler. I'm sure Joe would love to see you at a yoga class too. And hopefully get to catch up with you when you get back to Whistler. But so far, the trip in Revelstoke's been great. The drive out yesterday was pretty cool. I think like the first 2 or 3 hours was the best part of the drive.
Kind of through the really mountainous kind of region.
Yeah, you go through some big, cool looking mountains. But I guess once we got here, it was dark, so we didn't really have any views. But I feel like there's some pretty incredible views around here somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Coming down off Revelstoke today, I saw you got that river right there with more peaks behind it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful area, no doubt.
Awesome.
Lots of lakes on the drive in too.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for the support, Elise, and good. Keep progressing. That's awesome. All right, and we got JPro23. Keep up the good vids. Will do, man. David Barron rides Union Flights.
Nice.
David McClure, any helmet suggestions under $100? Coming from Massachusetts. Awesome, David. I feel like under $100, the Sandbox helmets are under 100.
They're right around that price point.
Yeah, Oh, he passed me that Sandbox helmet right there.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, so yes,
right here.
Sandbox just hooked me up with the new, same helmet, but a new white, fresh one. So shout out to Sandbox.
The legend. So what do you think, Kev? In a couple of minutes, go grab
Oh,
Chris
sure,
or Andreas, get the cycle going for this
Yeah,
live chat.
yeah, man. Yeah, whenever. Yeah, maybe after this next question, grab one of those dudes.
All right, let's do it.
All right. And all right, here's a good techie question. How often do you wax a sintered bass?
I would say it's better to wax them more often than to let it slide and wait until you start to notice it, where it like absolutely needs to be waxed. So I would say if it was me, I'd go every 3 or 4 times that I ride. I'd probably wax that thing up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I try to do too, every 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And a quick shout out to everyone at Underground Tuning. I actually brought my space case in there like a week ago, and they fixed it up, waxed it, but also like repaired a massive gadget on my bass.
Definitely, yeah. Shout out to those guys. And yeah, thanks for all the great questions. I'm going to part ways for now. I'll see you guys soon, I'm sure. And we'll have Chris or Andreas in here in a second.
Yeah, guys, and check out TJ's videos on Board Archive. He's going to have some YouTube videos coming out soon from here in Revelstoke. So
Absolutely.
yeah, we'll put a link to his channel below. It's below it's below part 1, but yeah, what's the next video gonna be?
It's going to be a vlog, just kind of like day 1 from my perspective. So
Nice.
yeah, check it out, guys.
Yeah, Board Archive. Check it out soon.
Sweet. Thanks,
All
guys.
right. All right, who's coming in next? I don't even know.
Thank you.
All right.
Kevin!
All right, we got Andreas from Comor.
It's me, Andreas.
All right, nice, man. Looking fresh, dude.
Hold on, I gotta part my hair.
Looks good. Oh yeah, just pretend this is the mirror. This is our mirror.
There, now I'm looking fresh.
Nice, man. There's not actually anybody here with us.
I've got a cat on my shirt too. It's just a DJ cat. He's DJing a pizza.
DJ Pizza Cat.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. How was the first day? What'd you think? What are your impressions?
Kevin, it was awesome.
Nice.
You know, I've only ever been to Revelstoke once, and it was like driving through Revelstoke. So
Yeah.
I'd never actually gotten to like ride Revelstoke. And getting here today was sort of like a whole dream come true. Well, we
Awesome.
got here yesterday, but going there today, like to the resort for the first time, was a dream come true. I'd always wanted to go to Revelstoke. Everyone had always told me about how great it was and how the trees there are indicative to my riding style and how I like to ride. And so, yeah, it didn't disappoint. There's tons of trees. There's lots of steeps. There's lots of vert.
It lived up to it. Yeah. Do you think it was actually better than you expected?
Yeah, I totally think it was better than I expected.
Yeah.
Because when I was originally thinking about it, we were like, oh, there's not going to be too much new snow. It's probably going to be dust on crust or hard pack, but there's so much to explore. And then we did like 2 awesome hikes today, and both of those hikes led us to a little bit of snow.
They're
So
really fun, and just being up there with like the views and just the whole taking it all in. That was pretty awesome.
it was a lot of adrenaline pumping through my veins too. Like part of that hike was pretty harsh because it was pretty steep, and there wasn't a lot of like boot pack that was already there.
I think too, just like being up there, it's like showing us the potential. So even if we don't have like some crazy pow days this week, like in the future, it's like I can see us coming back and just finding some incredible powder through in the alpine and the trees, just all over the mountain. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's get to a few questions. Might scroll down. So if you guys have any questions for Andreas works in Comor and Whistler. He's also just Whistler, longtime local and big tree rider. Loves riding in the trees, in the powder, and he's got lots of board knowledge too. So we'll scroll down a little bit. We got Junior Corrao with the super chat. No comment or question. So, man, if you have a question, definitely hit me up. I'll look for your question, Junior. But thanks for the support. And we got another super chat from Adam Bad Riders. Who drove the Subaru up there? So it was Chris, and you were the passenger.
Yeah, my name's Andreas Schubert, so it's technically a Subaru.
Nice. Yeah, what did you think of the drive? You've done that drive before?
Oh, I've driven right across Canada before.
Oh, right.
And that was just a small snippet. It was a good little treat. It was fun. It was like 8 hours of broing around, talking about deep topics and listening to awesome tunes and playing some crazy psychedelica songs.
Nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun. It was a really fun road trip out here. So from Osvaldo, I think we may have missed his super chat in the last, in part one of the live stream that got lost. But he says my super chat was, "What stance should I have tomorrow on my deep thinker?" There's gonna be powder. Currently ride 18 and 18. Oh, nice,
Ooh,
man.
I also ride 1818.
Whoa, that's like a coincidence. That's some kind of crazy coincidence right there. Honestly, it's kind of up to you. It's like, everyone's got their own stance, their own preference. I think for for a powder day, you're probably going to be riding more in one direction. So typically, somebody would have their back foot closer to zero, maybe like at a, you could dial it back to like a 9 or even lower, just to have that back foot to kind of like be directing you in one way. But it's not a rule. You don't have to do it that way. So like you can keep it at a twin stance. Like, yeah, why do you keep it at 18-18?
I like 1818 because it really encourages the ease or relief of switch riding. So I can really throw it around quickly, and I like the symmetry of an 1818 stance. I used to ride a wider stance. I always used to ride one outside of reference, and so I think that's why I originally widened it to 18, or I angled it to 18 instead of 15. Nowadays, I ride most boards at their reference stance. So the board is designed to be ridden at a specific sort of stance. I put the board at reference most days. You can imagine a board like the Deep Thinker already has a little bit of directionality to it. So it really is up to you. If you want, you can leave it at the reference stance, and the shaping of the board will already give it considerable float because it is tapered. Versus if it is a very heavy snow day and you really want that optimal float, setting them both back a little bit is a good idea. Maybe going -1 from reference on both insert points.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing that I've done too, because the stance is already naturally set back a little bit. Like you don't necessarily have to even move it past the reference. But yeah, it's like if it's a deep day, if it's a really deep day, if it's really heavy snow, then you can just push it back that little bit more. I've done that as well, like earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, then with the angles, I feel like it's up to you. Try, experiment. Try like 18 in the front, -9 in the back. Just see how that feels. And then if your nose isn't floating as much as you want it to be, you can always move it right back. It's kind of like
angles
experiment.
Always have to do with preference. Like people will try to tell me, oh well, one angle is easier on the knees and another angle is better for this. And I always tell people, when you're buying a new board especially, bring a little tool with you the first day so that you can play around with your stance angles and your stance width, just in case it doesn't feel absolutely the way that you want it to.
For sure, yeah. And like get advice too from your friends. Like sometimes you'll see somebody's stance and it'll just like look off for whatever reason. Like I've had friends who like they've been in the EST setup and like the stance will like slide out wide, but you won't notice. And I'll be like, hey, your like stance looks a little wide. Like, is everything all good down there? And
tighten that hardware.
Yeah. So sometimes you'll get it right. But yeah, great question. All right. Dustin Kelly says, "What, DJ Pizza Cat? You stole my name."
You remember that show Samurai Pizza Cats when we were kids? There was like a theme song. It was like, Samurai Pizza Cats, they're fighting crime all over town. 3, 2, 1. Samurai Pizza Cats. Was a pretty cool
I
show.
feel like that's kind of giving me flashbacks. But Dustin Kelly, it's not too late, man. You can still change your YouTube name to DJ Pizza Cat. Dude, maybe you should pull that off. All right, so we got Engen on the super chat. You know Engen?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The legend from Belgium. So he says, Andreas, what do you find of the Doughboy Shedder from Lib?
So the Doughboy is the giant Libtech snowboard that they came out with this year. It's like I don't even know how big it is. It's like 184 or something. It stands way over your head.
Oh, yeah.
It's designed to be like incredibly stable, super long side cut.
It was like cut to be the height of the person that shaped it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's absolutely huge. If you like powder, if you like going out and powder on a 60 centimeter plus day, or if you really just want to get maximum stability at 100 miles an hour, that's the kind of board you would do it on. I personally have not actually tried the Doughboy, but I really want to.
I feel like that kind of board would be great. in Andreas trees on Blackcomb.
I also really want to try the stump ape. It's like a skunk ape, but it's made short. I haven't tried that one yet.
Nice. But yeah, I think with those like really long charging boards, I feel like you don't want to make like a ton of turns on them. You almost want to have like a big open section, a big bowl somewhere. Maybe not through trees. Maybe mellow trees that you could just kind of like roll through.
Yeah, like not like shallow trees, not steep.
Not shallow, yeah. But yeah, that board's pretty cool. To check it out too.
Mm-hmm.
Juice says park stances. Yeah, my park stance, I try to keep it twin, so centered on the board, and yeah, in the reference, and then -15 in the front, or -15 in the front, -15 in the back.
Yeah, 15-15 is probably your best duck stance for learning and doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but within that too, you can change it up a little bit. You can go 12 and 12, or play with it a little bit. See how you like it. All right, there's Condo Vips with the super chat. Thinking of getting the Union Falcors or Atlas. What do you guys recommend?
The Falcor is Travis Rice's Pro Model binding, and it's made out of a forged carbon aluminum base, or forged carbon high back anyway. The thing is very light. I've had my hands on them before. I think they're very nice. They're very primo.
Are they more expensive than the Atlas?
They are in the mid 400s, so they're comparable, but it's a lot of binding. Yeah, I would compare it to like a Burton Diode.
Okay.
Super lightweight, super performance driven.
So basically, I think it's like if you need that lightweight performance, maybe check out the Falcors. If you just want like an all-mountain binding that can kind of do a bit of everything, but
then the Atlas.
The Atlas, something that's like I love the Atlases. They've worked great for me. I haven't tried the Falcors, so I can't give you my opinion on is it worth the money.
Yeah, there's a little bit more premium because of the weight factor. But I don't know. In the Union lineup, I actually really like the Union Forces because the Union Forces are, a good free ride all mountain category binding. It's like a 7 out of 10 flex. It's a pretty responsive binding, and it being a little bit heavier, I find that a heavier binding in the long run is more durable.
Nice, yeah.
So not that I don't want to encourage you to spend $450 on a really lightweight binding, but sometimes lightweightedness is not the only thing you want to consider, and a heavier binding in nature is just typically more durable, longer lasting.
Nice. And we got Red's Cap on here. What's up, Reds? Thanks for tuning in.
What's up, dude?
We got Austin. Says, what's up, dog? All right.
Have you ever got your hang snagged in branches? I think it means hair.
Hair snagged.
I've got lots of things snagged in branches.
I read that comment, that question. I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm not going to read it. Have you?
Have I gotten my hair stuck in tree? I've gotten, one time I got my backpack stuck on a branch and it totally sent me for a flip.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if like hair
just
specifically.
Getting all cut up in some kind of tree.
Yeah, not like ripped out of my head, no, but I'm sure that like my hair has been in a tree before.
Have you come home and had to like pick like little pieces from tree out of your hair?
Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
Like what is this?
Old man's beard's in there all the time. Have you heard of the Children of the Nar little trivia? No, I haven't.
From Buck Snabes.
No, I have not heard that. What is that?
Oh, Children of the Nar. That's a snowboard, right? Have you heard of the Children of the Nar? Must be a snowboard by a brand somewhere.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Sounds kind of familiar. All right.
Check out my Subaru.
Yeah. And Jacob S. has said, did you guys ride the North Bowl yet? Yeah, was that the bowl that we went into the last run, the North Bowl?
I'm not sure. I know that we did a lot of riding today.
Yeah.
I just don't really know where we were riding. I know that we went to Sub Peak.
We went to Sub Peak. Yeah, we hiked Sub Peak twice. And the third time we didn't hike up, we kind of just traversed across to near where we hiked and then we dropped in. I don't know if that was the North Bowl or not, but yeah, some cool spots. And it's like crazy because you see like in the distance, you see the ridge line of the mountain, and then behind that is like another bigger set of mountains. It's like some cool scenery up there. And Elise Lenski, Andreas, would you recommend upgrading from the Union Juliets to the Trilogy for all mountain riding?
Yeah, so I just said that I really like the Union Forces, and the Union Trilogy is essentially the same as a Union Force. It's just the women's version of the Force.
Oh, it's a women's version.
The Trilogy is the Force, just women's
Nice.
specific. But yeah, they're great. I really like the durability. I like the chassis. I like the straps. Overall, Union just makes a solid binding. So yeah, it's a great.
Do they have like 3D molded heel straps or ankle straps?
The straps are still like the ankle straps are still a synthetic strap, unlike some of the higher end stuff. Like I think in the Atlas, it's gone to sort of like a one piece, less material sort of strap.
Right.
Like if you look at any of the Burtons right now, they're sort of all moving towards that like one piece plastic synthetic strap. And the advantage to that is that it's lighter and that it's more durable. But on the Force, it's still like a regular synthetic strap. It definitely gives you more of like the feeling of a strap being there. It's a little bit more cushiony.
Okay, cool. So Fleeting 40s says, with the super chat, $5, thanks for the support. It says, I'm a big guy, 220 pounds, have probs bleeding off speed. Any advice? Eastern icy slopes and back slides out in turns on steeper runs. Oh yeah, the ice coast, yeah, that can be deadly.
I guess it would depend on what board you're using right now.
Yeah, and so for just like riding technique wise, I feel like if you're sliding out, the key is to try to keep your weight as much as possible like over top of your board. It's like for me too, like I'm 6'4" or almost 6'4", so I'm like a taller dude. So if I start to get my weight leaning out over my edges too much, I find that I start to get out of control and can start to slide out as well. So like bending my knees, bending my hips, ankles as well, and then just trying to keep all of your weight like over top of your board, I find will help you and prevent you from sliding out. And then also like as you're like riding into things with speed, like plan ahead a little bit. So doing those like speed checks ahead of time, and maybe not trying to like kill all your speed at once, because sometimes when you try to get all your speed killed at once, that's when you'll slide out.
Get your board tuned as well. You know, make sure that your edges are sharp.
Yep.
Make sure that it's not indicative to the shaping of the board. You know, when I rode a lot of ice pack in Ontario at Blue Mountain, I found that like full rockered boards could actually be very difficult on those conditions because the edge, the effective edge is lesser on a full rockered board. So it could be that you might be on like a full rockered board and you're just very unstable on it in icy conditions.
Totally.
So you might want to move to something that's like flat or cambered, or alternatively something that maybe has magnetraction, a serrated edge to give you better grip on ice.
Absolutely. Like the two boards behind us here, so the GNU Space Case, it's a park board, but it's got the full magnet traction along the edges, and like I feel it so much. Every turn, I feel like it does feel like you have a serrated edge on your snowboard, and it's just like gripping. It's just like clawing any ice, and I feel like maybe like you lose a little bit of speed or a little bit of just that fast edge on regular snow, but I think it's worth the trade-off, because anytime I hit ice, I kind of like just rock into it now like full tilt, and the magnet traction absolutely helps. And the Jones board actually has like a mellower version of the magnet traction on it as
Mellow
well.
mag.
Is that what it's called? Mellow mag?
Mellow mag. It's a 3-point mag instead of a 7-point mag.
Yeah, and you got magnet traction now too on the
I've got
Orca.
mag on my Orca, and I love it.
You love it?
holds
All right.
like a mother father.
Can you see yourself like, you know, if like say like today, having the Orca versus, I don't know, like say the dump truck, do you think like how different would it feel, like especially that ride out? That was like an icy ride out.
There's such different boards, you know. It's like the dump truck is still a cambered dominant board. I feel like it gives you maybe a little bit more rebound or power out of your carve, but overall I think I prefer the Orca. You know, that hybrid shape, that slight rocker, the magnet traction, the what do you call it, the really aggressive camber that's in the tail. It gives you so much snap and power out of your tail. Just the overall sort of 90s inspired tail and shaping of that board is fantastic. I'm just really stoked that we're sort of seeing the industry move away from popsicle stick snowboards. All of the snowboards for a long time have all just been popsicle stick snowboards. Everybody seems to have been afraid to buy anything directional or anything cool, and we're finally moving away from that, and you're seeing a lot of boards like the Orca or the Mind Expander or the War Pig, and they're all sort of like directional, shorter boards that have more shape, that are more indicative to like 80s styling. I think it's super cool.
Well, I think the awesome thing too with like being able to talk to you guys and Andreas having you on the live chat too is that we can like talk about these boards and like how they felt and what they do, and it's such a cool thing to get feedback from you guys and see what you guys think of these boards. So definitely opened my mind up to like all these different shapes and styles too. So
yeah, I try not to be too prejudiced on anything, you know? Like some people are like, oh, that board has rocker in it. I know that rocker is terrible and I'm not going to use that board. And I'm like, hold on, man. Like that board, like the Orca, for example, even though it does have a slight rocker to it, it really does hold an edge. So I think that you can't really just judge a board by, you know, by the information on the back of the board. Sometimes you got to ride it, and you'll notice that even if it does have a slight rocker or something that's designed to make it easier to initiate, it'll still hold.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Team Stornici, we're getting 30 centimeters this weekend in PA.
Awesome. Let's hope it's good snow.
Nice, man. Yeah. And David's not a fan of the GNU Rider's Choice ASIM Edge. I think it's all wrong. Interesting. Yeah. You all good. That's good feedback.
Could be the way that you're setting it up. Could be the way that your angles are set. Could just be that you need more time on it to get used to it. That board's a very popular board, though, hence it being the Rider's Choice.
A board's so nice, they named it twice. I don't know if that makes sense. What else we got going on here? We got, all right. Andreas, love your channel,
my
nice,
dude.
Nice.
My dude.
That's from Jason S.
I'm glad that you're my dude. I'll totally be your dude. You're my dude too, bro.
Nice.
Sorry,
guys,
that was weird.
Yeah, guys, check out Andreas's YouTube channel as well. It's Andreas Schubert, right?
Yeah, go to YouTube, type in Andreas, then Schubert. Andreas Schubert. There's only 2 Andreas Schuberts on YouTube. One of them is a trucker. He's like a vlogger and a trucker, but he's like a German trucker. Don't follow him, or you could follow him, but follow me first, because I'm not a German trucker. I am a snowboarder that lives in Whistler and likes to film long videos of tree runs, and in first person and on a stick.
Yeah. Check out some of Andreas's videos. It's like a lot of like cruising through trees, like soaking in all the nature and just the whole environment and the flow of the run. So it's really cool. And you'll be uploading videos from this trip as well.
Of course.
Get a different perspective.
I've already uploaded 26 vlogs this season. You guys need to go over there, check it out, subscribe.
Nice. Wow.
And follow me on my insane journeys through the mountains.
And Junior says, I have the stump ape, and it's so floaty and wide, super stable on groomers, and so easy to float in powder.
Yeah,
nice.
I hear it's super nimble, and the ultimate thing that's awesome about it is that you can get like size 14 boots on it and still feel 100% capable for carving.
Nice. It just clicked in my head too why it's called the stump ape.
Instead of skunk.
It's very stumpy compared to a skunk, which is...
Yeah, no, stump ape, skunk ape. Play on words.
Yeah, very clever. I like it. Yeah. Elise Lenski with the super chat again. Thanks, Elise. Would you recommend upgrading from the Union Juliets to the Trilogy? Oh, we already got to that one, but for all mountain riding,
do it. They're firmer. They're more responsive. They'll be better for free ride.
And she says Burton, Canada rode with the Burton girls yesterday. Oh, nice, awesome.
Oh, cool.
That's very cool. Yeah. So you're just like in a group. Yeah, that's cool. That's really fun.
Burton's a great brand. They have some great riders.
All right. Oh, Chris is on here too, which I think Chris is going to come in soon. He says, yes, we did North Bowl. Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
All right, just going to scroll down a bit, guys. Sorry if I'm missing any of your questions. Just going to scroll down. What's your favorite all-mountain bindings? I think mine are the Atlases. I like the Atlas. I feel... They have the stability, they're stiff enough, and I like the straps. They just feel like a nice all-around good all-mountain binding.
I personally use the Now Drives. They're Jeremy Jones Pro model.
Nice, yeah. Love to get on some nows to check out.
Yeah, they have skate tech technology.
And we got a couple super chats. Another one from Adam. Adam, man, thanks for the support, man. You're a legend. How's the Orca go when riding Switch?
Totally fine.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
How about you? What do you think?
To be honest, I haven't ridden a lot of Switch with it. I think it'd be okay. It'd be fine on groomers. I probably wouldn't like it so much like in powder.
Yeah, like riding at Switch and powder is a little bit weird, but on groomer runs, I find it's absolutely fine. I think it's great to throw around.
Yeah, because the nose kind of like lifts away a bit too. It's almost like you can, if you have a larger nose, it's not going to feel like you have a big nose behind you on while riding Switch. So, yeah. And then N Jen with the super chat, Kevin, if you come back to Europe, you must bring Andreas
in your suitcase. I'll be traveling along.
I would like to chat tech with him. Love his comments. Awesome. Yeah. I feel like you guys would probably spend every night of a snowboard trip just sipping beers and chatting snowboards.
That's right. I have a PhD in snowboardology.
What are your thoughts on Belgian beers? Have you had many Belgian beers?
I don't know. I'm sure that I've had beer from Belgium, but I'm not like a big enough aficionado on Belgian beers to really know. But I like beer for sure.
Nice. JC, is Revelstoke a big town? Surprisingly it is. It's not like a resort town at all. It's more like a real actual town.
Yeah, it's got a quaint, homey feel to it. You can tell that families live here. You can tell that there's local small businesses. It feels lived in. Unlike parts of Whistler where you walk around and you're like, these houses are empty because they're owned by rich people that only come 2 weekends a year.
Yeah.
You can tell that most places in Revelstoke are like owned by families and normal people that are hanging out and
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of I love traveling to different resorts too, like to see how the town is, the vibe. And sometimes I'm jealous of like other places. It's like Revelstoke, real town. Some places, a lot of places in the States just have real towns. Same within like Australia and New Zealand, you got real towns nearby. And Whistler, I wish you would just let us be a real town. It's like Pinocchio. I want to be a real boy.
a real boy.
All right, let's do one more super chat, and maybe we should grab Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
I'll go get him.
Do you want to read this one, man?
Which board would you recommend for East Coast and intermediate level? Oh man, there's so many. I guess you'd probably want something that is predominantly a twin because directional boards are better for when you have deeper snow. So if you're on the East Coast and you're mainly riding hardpack, a twin board's probably a good idea. It kind of depends. If you're an intermediate level rider, I get a sense that you've probably done some riding. You might like something that has some camber to it because camber will give you better stability on hardpack. And then furthermore than that, you can go to something that has maybe some magnet traction in it or some type of edge power something or other, you know.
If you were let me put it to you this way. If you were going on a trip to the East Coast right now for 1 month of riding and you can only bring one board, which board would you bring?
Oh man, so hard to choose. I think I might choose something like a not the deep thinker, but the free thinker. The free thinker is the just cambered version of the deep thinker.
That's what you would bring? Really?
Yeah, like it's just a great cambered board. Or just a regular Burton custom, like a Burton custom cambered board. I think that's great.
What?
Is that what you were thinking?
No, I thought you were gonna say like the Orca or
I don't know, man. It's like
think of it, you're cruising around icy groomers.
Yeah, I mean, something that has magnet traction would be awesome, you know?
I'd bring, honestly, at this moment, I would bring the GNU Space Case. That's what I would bring. I feel like if I arrived at a resort on the East Coast and it was an ice sheet, I would still have a lot of fun. And
yeah, there's the Space Case, and then there's like the head case, and I think the head case is more camber dominant, so I might go to that one just because it's got more camber, and the camber would give you maybe slight more stability and more pop out in those conditions.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple options there.
There's a ton of options.
There's so many.
There's so many good options.
That's why it's good to narrow it down to just one, just to like, I don't know. It's so hard though.
And then that person's like, "You told me to get the wrong board."
Yeah.
All right, I'll go
All
get
right.
Chris.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so-
thanks for having me on the live chat. See you later, everybody.
Yeah, guys.
I'll go get Chris, and then he can be entertaining for 25 minutes.
Yeah, and we're gonna put a link to Andreas's channel below in the description.
Yes.
And there's already a link to Andreas's channel on the last video, on the road trip video, in the description and at the end of the video. But you can also just type it in
So go and check me out.
on YouTube, Andreas Schubert. How do you spell your last name? Just spell it out.
It's Schubert, like the composer, Schubert.
Nice.
All right,
Perfect,
peace out, man.
Thanks, man.
Chris, it's
Oh my gosh. What's up, man?
Hey,
How's it
oh
going?
man, this is awesome. How's it going?
Good. How was the first day? What'd you think?
I thought it felt like a big mountain. It felt
Yeah.
like big mountain riding.
Yeah.
Like even more so than Whistler.
That's
It's
the
like-
way I felt too, yeah.
Yeah, it's like what you're saying. You get up there and you are looking at the top, but you realize it's not the top. The top is like a way bigger peak behind it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like the biggest vertical in North America. It's over a mile of vertical. And there's so much of the mountain that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I feel like it's exciting because even though the conditions aren't like the best right now it's like we're seeing like a preview of like if we want to come back, there's just endless
yeah.
there's just endless stuff to explore. And TJ got caught in that moment today too where he's like, all right guys, we're at the peak, and then like over his shoulder there's like another peak like
Way higher.
way higher, just a little bit in the distance, and then beyond that there's just like more and more peaks, which is it's cool. It's kind of like that Whistler feel, but I feel like this mountain is just like an underdeveloped but then over delivering mountain compared to Whistler as well. Like did you look up when we were traversing like at some of the not runs but just like the terrain, and you like look up and there's just like huge steep
It's gnarly.
cliffs and pillows and stuff.
And just these like triple black diamond kind of Jeremy Jones shoots like coming down, and there would be a couple tracks like down through there, and you
Yeah.
know, like just massive cliffs everywhere with a little maze line like just sneaking through it. So definitely would be a good place to go with a local if you're here for a few days. But yeah, there's so much of that mountain to discover, and yeah, like you're
Yeah.
saying, we need to. We're you know, it's a day in, and we're like, we need to come back here when it's powder. when it's
Yeah.
storm. It's
Yeah.
it's so steep.
Yeah.
And yeah, the powder would make it way better.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, it's really cool. And yeah, Chris, you're going to be making some videos while you're here too?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So just kind of getting into it today and getting on the Instagram. I have like more stories on my Instagram than I've ever had in my life. I felt like one of those
Nice.
Insta crazy people.
Yes. So your Instagram is, what's your Instagram again?
Chris.is.recovering.
Nice.
Yeah.
From the knee injury, but yeah, recovered.
Oh yeah,
And-
props out to David Jones. Just a quick moment of silence with his busted ACL, getting the surgery. Yeah, it's a tough road, but he's gonna come out stronger and better. And same for all you guys. If you have injuries, then
Yeah.
I'm loving it now. I feel like now
Yeah.
I'm like back where I was pretty much.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. That's great to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, knee is strong.
He came back stronger and
The knee
better
is
than
strong.
better than ever.
Oh yeah.
And,
Hopefully.
yeah, so yeah, if you guys don't watch his channel, David Jones, another snowboard YouTuber, he hurt his knee and had the AC joint,
Yeah, ACL.
ACL ligament surgery, and yeah, so best wishes to David, and I think he's gonna be snowboarding in like November, so he's gonna miss the New Zealand winter, but hopefully still see him down there. Yeah, so yeah, David, get well soon, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Chris,
Congratulations, David.
you're
You're gonna come back like a machine.
Yeah, like Chris.
Yeah, you appreciate your health that much more, for sure.
Yeah, and you kind of like put more time into like taking care of yourself, just in terms of like, because you get into all those good habits in the recovery. So now you've got all these awesome habits in place.
Yeah, I think seeing those exercises like come into play and work in real life, like just those exercises and how much they help you. Couple that with snowboarding, which can be kind of focused on like one thing or another. You don't get that as much maybe like variety in terms of different exercise and whatnot. So having it all together, working symbiotically, you know, you get the whole, throw some nutrition in there, throw some, I don't know, like feng shui your house up, and then, yeah, just get everything pointing in the right direction, and you'll become a snowboard guy.
Nice. And we got so one of the first comments here, I'm just looking for ones that pertain to you as well. If you guys have any comments for Chris, definitely hit us up. But he says, since you shaved, you look like you're 19.
Oh, thank you, I guess.
That's nice. Yeah. That's good. You want to look like you're as young as possible.
Yeah, I think I'd always have that like young face. Even when I was like 32, I'd still get ID'd by an alcohol.
Right,
like,
yeah.
It says if you're 19, but if you look under 25, I'm just like, well, I'm 32, but I look under 25. But like, cool, yeah, it's a bonus.
And a hidden bonus too from being out this last year is that you didn't get your face weathered from being out in the sun like all the time. When I'm 50, I'm gonna look like I'm 70.
You got like a fisherman face. What have you been getting cod?
Yeah. Just like one of those deep sea what are those fishing shows like?
Wicked tuna.
Wicked tuna abroad. Just
you got wrinkles as deep as the Marianas Trench in there. Holy moly!
Oh no.
Yeah, it's great. Like so cool to be back out with the guys and coming down the trail. Revelstoke is amazing place.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you could stay here for a season and still like need to stay and do more.
Yeah, and the park even looks great too. I was like impressed with the park. Yeah, and Engen says, Engen says with the super chat, thanks Engen for the support. He says, Kevin, can you bring in SLB on popular demand? Yeah, so we're gonna.
You're trying to throw me off already, Engen.
I don't think he saw you coming. This one must have been before that. But hopefully, we're gonna try to get those guys in here. So when Chris taps out in like 15, 20 minutes, we'll wrestle those guys in here.
Yeah, it's cool like going out with such a big crew. Like 6 people cruising around. Everybody's doing different stuff, filming different stuff. You actually get loads of like awesome different footage, really cool photos when people aren't paying attention. When you take like more honest photos of people.
Yeah.
And I think those are actually a lot of time those are better.
All right. So Junior says second season in powder and crap, I love it. Awesome.
It'll do that.
I've never heard somebody put it quite that way, but yeah, powder routing is pretty awesome, and I feel like just it's been a good winter in general, and I don't know about all of the world, but in North America it's been good.
Mm-hmm. Seems like nowhere has been getting it all the way through, but everywhere has got good chunks.
Yeah.
You even hear like on the West Coast they're getting like 30 centimeters. Like a foot like today or tomorrow, which normally obviously it's like the ice coast, but yeah, down in Wyoming, California, they're getting dumped on. Those Casey Wilax vlogs where he's just like getting stuck, like dumped in snow, and guys getting dumped on in Japan, but in Wyoming as well.
And in Jackson. And
we're a little dry in Whistler at the moment, but we had such a good like
November, December, yeah. That well, you've been in a couple of those videos where it was like, there's like every video is like deeper, deepest.
Yeah.
Every
Can it get deeper?
Every title was it's so deep.
Snow day, snow week, snow month.
Yeah, Snowmageddon's. Yeah, like snow. Like storm week, the storm week turned into storm month.
We had that one day there was over 3 feet. There's over 100 centimeters in 2 days. They couldn't even open up like 90% of the mountain.
Oh wow!
Which is so much snow.
Gavin Freeman says, "Can I get a hurrah for David Jones?"
Hurrah!
yeah.
That was my own take.
All right. Yeah, David, hurrah.
Oof.
And Zach says, just got back from riding in Banff. What's Whistler like? Yeah, Whistler's been kind of like cold, frigid, some sun, which is nice for Whistler. We don't typically get a lot of sun, so that's been cool. But 1 or 2 powder days in the last few weeks, so not many. But it's been pretty cold, right?
On the good side, yeah, it was when that crazy Arctic vortex was hitting the East Coast. Just after that, it started getting really cold in Whistler. Normally, the temperature in Worcester kind of does that a little bit, and so the quality of the snow can vary, and it normally won't stay good for a week unless it snows. But it's been so cold that the snow quality is actually really good, but we're just not getting any fresh snow. Lots of sun. Yeah, it's still like soft, getting kind of hard packed, but not too icy, which is nice.
Nice, yeah. Patriot says, hello, nice to see you all streaming. You are all such inspiring to go out and board.
Thanks.
Yeah, when's are you doing your live streams are Wednesday?
Yeah, I didn't do well last week because I hadn't really
Nice.
done much the week before, but I might try to put in a sneaky like 30-minute one tomorrow or Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, a little weekend one, just sandwich myself in between you and TJ's one on Monday.
nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Chris's YouTube channel, Chris Ayres, last name Eyres.
That's it.
And yeah, he's doing the snowboard live chats every week as well.
And the videos are getting better every week. My writing's getting better every week.
Your knee is getting even better than any other knee.
It's gonna be the best knee in the world.
You got your good knee and your bad knee.
Yeah.
The good knee is the one that was injured, and the bad knee
it's
is
true,
just
actually.
got no attention.
I did so much work on my bad knee that it's probably overtaken my good knee. Who would have thought?
And MT Quest says, ever thought of coming to Montana? Been awesome
course.
down here. Yeah, we wish we had like more time on all these trips and stuff because we drove through Montana and passed some resorts and didn't get the chance to stop just because we just were like, I don't know, driving a lot and deadlines and
It's kind of like going into an ice cream store and like tasting every flavor. You can't do it.
that's true.
There's so many good flavors. You have to pick a few and just go with it. So Rocky Road, Moose Tracks, chocolate chip, mint, and then just
Just
do that.
Yeah.
Because we mix raspberry with like bubble gum. Yeah, it's gonna work.
Yeah, bubble gum next time. But
Yeah, I really want to go to Montana. One of my friends has got a backcountry ski lodge out there,
Oh yeah,
and that would be awesome.
cool.
to
Yeah.
go.
And Lucky Goose 97. I guess this is kind of similar to what we were just talking about. Are you guys gonna come to Silver Star? Yeah, I would love to, but I don't think we're gonna pull it off on this trip. But yeah, I think now that we're coming to Revelstoke, it'll give us a good idea of like the roads and the highways that drive out here and some of the riding styles and stuff. So that yeah, hopefully next time we can tour around a little bit more, maybe hit a few resorts on the trip.
I mean, we didn't have that much snow when we did the drive over, but the back of my car was coated in like 4 inches of like snow ice. It was
Yeah.
nuts. Like the whole back of the car disappeared under a pack of snow.
Yeah, think of like the back of a Subaru. Now cover it with like a toasted marshmallow. That's what the back of Chris's car looked like.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So all these trips, it's like learning, and also with like trying to put out content, it's hard to make videos, snowboard, and move around a lot. So it's nice, like this hotel we have here. It's kind of like a home base, and it's just allowing us to like get up, ride, come home, like edit or do live chats or whatever it is, and like try to do some stuff off the mountain too. So we're gonna try to go bowling here in Revelstoke. They have like one of those
Escape rooms?
escape rooms.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that'd
looks
be
like
cool.
have you done one of those before?
Never.
Oh yeah.
No. Only when I was a small child and some random guy let me in the basement.
Oh geez, let's not go there. That's for the Dr. Phil live stream. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's like right up your alley for sure.
Hmm. You almost need a couple travel Sherpas to like help move things around, get everything going, and
We just-
lighten the load.
If there's any travel Sherpas out there that need a job with Snowboard Pro Camp, well, Yannick
can
and
go-
Rav are kind of like our travel Sherpas.
It's true.
They're like really good at organizing, planning. So yeah, shout out you guys, and we'll hopefully have you guys in here just talking with us in a few minutes. Travel Sherpas. Welcome, Travel Sherpa.
You may drive and prepare lunch.
And we got Charles Van Villet with the $5 Australian Super Chat. Chris, did you have any problems with your knee pre-injury? Any tips to build strength, reduce chances causing damage while riding?
Mm-hmm.
Great question.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, my knees are thick. They're big knees. I'm big boned. You know, these, like, giant, my knee is the width of the average person's waist.
Why is that? What's that? You have
I
like
don't know. It's the Dutch genes or something.
the
I'm not
Dutch,
sure.
yeah.
But I didn't have too much issues with it beforehand. Maybe like a little bit here and there, like, but nothing specific to that injury that I got. But definitely a lot of stuff that you can do in terms of look after it. A lot of strengthening of the knee, going in the gym. All that balance stuff is really necessary, I think. So it's all that balance stuff where you're not even thinking about it. It's that where your body and your brain act without you even thinking, and they just catch you. So kind of like if you slip on ice and you just get your balance kind of thing, and you can recreate that in exercises, things like that. And that's what I think was really good for building up. And then of course just the strength and the muscles and everything around it, and just like from your toes to your head. Like everything is all one big machine. So if one part breaks down, it affects other parts like your hips and your ankles and whatnot. So just making sure everything is good and strong, and finding out the weak points in your body and working on getting those stronger.
Definitely. Yeah, like for me too, it's been about maintaining yourself too. So if you do have like an injury or just like any kind of like small pain or aches and pains in one area, it's like kind of like doing things to like take care of that, because it's like one thing can be connected to somewhere else. Like if you have a
The
pain.
knee bone's connected to the leg bone.
Exactly, yeah. So for myself, like getting into like doing like an hour of stretching a day, getting a massage ball or like a massager to like massage out knots or like things like that. A foam roller, like a foam roller, I think is huge for snowboarders. You can like roll out your legs.
Oh, that's that good pain pleasure with those
Yeah.
rollers. And I think too, yeah, if you feel like a niggle, come on, maybe like lightly tweak something or something's kind of building, to get that looked at straight away and not let that get out of hand.
Yeah, sometimes like seeing a professional to like go get some cardio done. Going to see a physio.
There's like IMS, the intramuscular needles, and like chiros and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you can fix it yourself. It might just be like your muscles getting tight. You need to, get in the rollers and massage balls. But sometimes you might have some like trapped nerves potentially, or other like stuff that isn't quite, the way it should be. So get that all cracked back. It's a weird kind of pleasure when they really crack you back into place.
Once our snowboard careers are over, we can maybe get into like we can become chiropractors or something.
Yeah, start cracking people.
We'll be like we'll be old and gray, but we'll be talking about chiropractor topics. Wouldn't that be exciting?
I'm just gonna go get someone to lie on their stomach and be like, I'm gonna do a nose press on your back.
I think that's like a Thai you'd be a good Thai masseuse.
I lived in Thailand for 7 years, so I know what it's like.
Awesome.
Those ladies are tough. They will knock you around.
They will. And so we got Juja on here. Says, "Hey guys, I can't sleep, so I'm watching your live stream. Awesome. I hope we'll try to be a bit more soothing, so you can
stay up. We're gonna keep it going.
stay up all night."
Yep.
And Mark says, "Hey Kevin and Chris, watching on my lunch break in Japan."
Awesome.
Very cool.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank on my Japanese.
Baku wa Chris des.
Damn, I'm gonna get.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, that's a good one. Nice. And Red's Cap, Reggie, where will your next trip after Revelstoke? Ooh,
Whistler.
We're back to Whistler for sure, and then I don't know, no plans on the next trip, but I feel like some things for certain will definitely, I think, be back at Mount Hood at some time, and connect again with the High Cascade snowboard camp in the summer. So
I'm just gonna throw this out there. It's not really a trip per se.
throw it out.
Heliboarding.
Heliboarding.
You gotta
trip.
go heliboarding sometime.
I know.
That is on my bucket list.
And Cloud Walker 99, bald face next time. That would be cool.
Mama, don't even mention that. Gets my blood pressure up for sure. That's an exciting place.
We should email bald face and see if they'd have us out there. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be incredible. I mean, the stuff you see coming out of there is just insane. But yeah, any type of that, like real backcountry, even just cat skiing somewhere like in the interior. Heliboarding, of course, would be the bomb. But yeah, I mean, skinning and doing that is awesome. It's great, obviously, for cardio and getting much more appreciation, and you're putting in the work and you're getting the turns in because of that. And there's definitely, kind of that like working kind of experience and the way that you do that. But getting a helicopter to take you up to the top and being able to do like 7 runs of like a mile vertical, that's also pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian says, when are you going to Mammoth? No plans to go to Mammoth at the moment, but I know that they have like the Oakley week like in April, which looks pretty fun. I remember last year I was watching the Oakley week and I was kind of jealous. I was like, oh, that looks like so much fun there.
We just had our Oakley week in Whistler last week.
Yeah, that's just true.
Mm-hmm.
And David says, any plans for more park vids or tutorials?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a thought on your next tutorial or next video?
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is, because I'm kind of coming back into doing all this stuff, I'm trying to pick certain tricks and get like pretty good at them, and then doing what I learned and the tips and kind of taking all the information from the pros and stealing that and then trying to make a video.
Nice.
So the one that I'm really feeling at the moment is the old 180 butter with the 180 out, and doing that in like parks on little lips off of ledges in powder. And then the next step I think is to take that off like a nice kind of 5 or 10 foot drop.
Nice, like a 180 butter combo, yeah.
Yeah, because you see those pros where they're coming into the jump right before they throw the butter, and then they'll spin like maybe an off axis like 5 or 7. Granted, I'm not going to be doing that, probably just a 180. But just getting that timing and that feel, that getting that pop, and of course like just that balance. There's a lot of balance all throughout that turn. Be able to land on your feet and not on your butt.
Nice.
Yeah, so that would be cool. Getting back into trying to really work on the grabs, and also I haven't done much park on my Travis Rice, so
yeah,
good to get jibbing on that. But that magnet traction does like kind of scare me a little bit, but
I think it's good.
It's totally fine. The fact they make a park board.
Yeah, I think for boxes and stuff, I think it's gonna slide across smoothly. Yeah, It is a little bit unnerving, but I think it'll be fine.
I've been wearing it down in the backcountry too, hitting rocks and whatnot. So
nice.
Take off the edges and make it nice and smooth.
And we got some more great questions. Zach, I need more tips on how to get used to being in the air. I've taken some pretty bad falls lately. Sorry to hear that, Zach. I think that for being balanced in the air, it kind of comes from having a really balanced takeoff. So if you had some really bad falls lately, like maybe scale it down a little bit and then go for some, if there are some smaller jumps, and just work on getting air, feeling stable. The way that the times I feel like the most stable in the air is when I get like a good pop off of the lip. I don't just like coast myself off of the lip. I actually, ride in control and then get to the lip of the jump and actually pop. So like jumping off both feet or like popping an ollie. And I feel like when I do that and I'm looking for the landing, that's when I just feel the most stable in the air. It's the times I feel off balance when I just kind of like coast off the jump, or if I don't have like a clear vision of how I'm gonna land, I kind of can be off balance.
I'm definitely with you on the scaling it back. You got to get comfortable doing it small. But when I feel bad going off of jumps is when I go off the jump and I straighten my legs. When my legs are straight in the air, that's bad. So the more you suck it up towards your body, then the more you can use those legs to actually like kind of adjust your positioning when you go to land. So really bring those knees up close to your body, and nice and tucked, everything tucked in.
Tighten it up.
Tight. Get it real tight.
Nice, man. You really like Chris is. He's
real tight.
He's giving it all for the live chat in here.
Oh yeah. I'm stuck like this now.
Not gonna be able.
Oh man. Oh, it's getting worse.
Committed.
Oh, got my eyes red though.
All right.
Yeah, you just gotta practice with those jumps, and different types of jumps, and really get to know the jump. When you know a jump intimately, you know the takeoff, because each takeoff is a little bit different, and so once you really know that takeoff, that helps you out huge for the landing.
Definitely. And then Mount Quest, would love to see y'all in Montana at some point. There are some smaller ski mountains that compete with Big Sky Resort, but have you guys been to Fernie? Heard unbelievable things about the snow there. No, haven't been yet, but yeah,
This is both of our
great-
first times riding in the interior in BC.
Yeah, first time in the interior. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's cool. It's
There's a lot of nice places. Fernie would be great. Kicking Horse.
golden,
Red Mountain.
golden.
Golden. Yep.
Yeah. And where else? Like Banff and places like that too.
Yeah, go curling in Banff. That'd be nice. You gotta go curl. If you go to Banff, you gotta snowboarding there. You gotta do a bit of curling.
Carter Svensson, read this. We
Okay.
got it.
Got it. I did. Now what?
And Matt Silver says there's a spider behind that board. Go look. Kill it. All right.
see it. I think we've been had. There's a joker out there.
All right. Let's do like 2 more questions, and then let's see if we can con Yannick and Ravin here.
Mm-hmm.
Get those.
I think they'll be watching, so boys, get ready.
Yeah.
Time to put the pants on and get down here.
Charles Van Vliet, will you have a SPC sticker pack coming soon? Yeah, absolutely. I've got something. I've been slacking on the merch, but it's coming soon. Chris, man, you should get some merch.
Yeah, maybe
Some
it'll be like a helmet, a side-on helmet, goggles with hair just flowing in the wind behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to figure out some kind of logo. I've been more
cool.
concentrating on the writing, and
I think you can make your logo very personal too. That's I
Okay,
don't know.
just a shot of like a nipple.
That's okay. Yeah, maybe not that personal. Liam, when would you say it's time to get a new board?
Always,
always.
always.
I think like when you feel like maybe your board is hindering your riding, then it's probably time. That's one of the times.
Yeah, and like I know when I got into snowboarding, you pick that one board, and that's the board you try to do everything with. And then actually trying out different types of boards, you get to appreciate all like the differences and how they can help you in certain situations. So if you can demo some boards or borrow buddies,
Yeah.
and you get on there and you feel like, wow, this is like what I would need to do this type of riding.
Yeah.
Or if your board is like in tatters and delaminating and the edge is like spiraling off, then it's time.
Yeah, if you got some damage, or maybe if you've outgrown your board, that's like a big one too. If you're like a kid and you're like outgrowing, you're like still growing, and your old board is
if it's below your waist,
yeah,
too short.
that's when it's time to ask your parents or get a job and save some money. But
Mhm.
all right, Chris, let's do one more question
more.
together.
Anyone for me?
Any more for Chris? Oh,
I know. Thanks, Kimber Chick. I'll get on it. I'll get that merch soon.
And I can't find one for
No
you
problem,
specifically,
no
but
problem.
we got tree run tips. Tree run tips, please.
That's actually my favorite thing to ride.
From Chaska the boss.
All right, Chaska.
All right, what's your number 1 tree run tip or 2?
Okay. I think, well, obviously, I don't even know if this is proper tip, but you have to have a board that's either set up for riding trees, or just adjust your board for that type of riding. But I think really, really knowing the terrain you're riding intimately. If I'm riding like a zone in Whistler, I know like basically exactly where I'm going all the times, all the different like slopes around and whatnot.
But what if you don't know it?
Okay, if you don't know it, stick together with a buddy. You
Yeah.
have to do that, and then trying to take breaks, stopping, talking with your buddy or whoever else is there about the terrain that's in front of you, looking as far ahead as possible, picking out some cool lines, and making sure that you don't get, bottomed out and somewhere flat. And really, you have to stick together. It's like a must. It's a dangerous area to be, and the only person that if anything happens, is your buddy. So you guys are buddies. You stuck together. Have one in the front, one in the back. One leads, one follows, and then switch and do that. But yeah, try to stick together like waffles.
Exactly. And
Like good waffles. That's what waffles do.
And I think too, if like for tree riding, I think the tip that always sticks in my head too is to be doing like lots of turns and trying to do them like just as many like heel turns or toe turns as heel turns, like making it even. I find that sometimes you can get stuck a lot on your heels, and if you do that, you can get tired. So trying to like work the turns so that you're like 50-50 And in trees, because it's kind of tight quarters, I always find myself doing like twice as many turns as I would think I would do, or like that you would do, say, on a groomer run. So it's it's pretty fun practice, like doing lots of turns through there.
And then back to that. Like if I was exploring a new area in Whistler, I do the run, and then I go and do it again, and then I go and do it like 3 or 4 times in a day, and just get to know that area, because each time you do it, you're gonna pick up like more, you get more comfortable with it, you get to know it, maybe explore bits on the side, and then just kind of logging that in your brain for next time you're down there, so you know the best part in that tree zone, where to go, where not to go, and then you can have your best time in the trees and shred and reach a kind of heavenly state of awesome snowboarding.
Nice, man. Good advice. Awesome. Log it in the brain box.
Yep. Lock down.
Underneath the helmet, of course.
And the hair.
Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, so guys, check out Chris's channel.
Chris is recovering on Instagram with dots in the middle. Chris.is.recovering.
Yeah.
And my YouTube, Chris Ayres, Eyres. But I think I'm one of the featured channels on Snowboard Pro Camps. If you go to Snowboard Pro Camp YouTube homepage, and you look on the right side, you'll see me in there.
Booyah.
Go check it out. More fun stuff to come.
Sweet, man. So see if Yannick and Rav will just come in here for the last 5 minutes.
I bet they got their ear on the door right
just
now.
Just 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes.
Okay. Peace. Love you guys.
See you, man. The last 5 minutes. Yo! What's up? Oh, where's he going? There's a escalator in here.
Wow.
Dude, reading comments. This is your guys' like bread and butter right here.
Yeah, but I have my glasses on with me, so
okay.
I can't see anything.
Don't worry, I can read them. So Charles says, "Yeah, the boys."
The
all right.
boys.
Charles Van Vliet. Nice. So we'll do. So yeah, we've been on here for over an hour. So this is like a special occasion. The last 5 minutes with Yannick and Rav.
Yeah, twins.
Oh yeah, so tell these guys, you guys are from the UK.
I live in the UK, yeah, from Portugal.
And then why are you guys here? Why are we on all these snowboard trips?
I don't know, like you just dragged me over. No, I love traveling around different mountains. So I spent a lot of time in Europe checking out all the countries. Yeah, it's just like a life thing. Just want to check out as many mountains as possible.
And you guys got to that point where it's like there's only so many opportunities to like go snowboarding or go for like 3 months or even like go for a couple of weeks at a time. You just have to like commit, just be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for these 2 months in January or whatever it is, or 2 weeks or however much time you can get.
So I mean, you got to plan in advance if you want to go traveling and just snowboard as much as possible.
Just do it.
It is hard work. You do get pretty tired of it in terms of the whole traveling bit.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're out there in the mountain, it's all worth it. Every second of it.
It's like the watching these YouTube videos, getting inspired to to go out snowboarding, watching you guys, TJ, Casey, it just pushes you to go, you know what, it's now or never. It's now.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Yeah, and like snowboarding is one of those things too, where it's like a bit of everything. It's not like say soccer or football. It's like a fun thing to do, but you're not like it's harder to like travel, or like you're not on top of a mountain. So snowboarding is one of those things where you can be like outside on a mountain. It's like inspiring. You're like taking it all in. And then the progression is pretty crazy too. So how do you guys find with the progression so far?
Being the beginner of the group and riding with these guys, with 10, 15, 20 years experience, it pushes you harder as well. So it's so much fun. Just trying to keep up with you guys and having so much fun out there.
Yeah, last year when we were in Europe too, it was like going off the piste and stuff. That was like your guys' first time going off
this
piste?
has been a lot of first times.
Yeah.
First time, piste, off piste, first time. Proper trees
Japan.
in Japan, bigger parks. First time doing tons of hikes as well. Never really used to doing hikes, but
Do you guys feel like your speed and like just overall has progressed? Is it like, has it been like jumps, or is it kind of like a slow progression? Or
slow progression.
Yeah.
Because personally, I don't like taking too many risks.
Yeah.
But I can see it.
Nice.
I can definitely see it. Yeah, I might not be hitting big kickers or anything, but there's definitely a good progression there.
Yeah.
I think the progression is one of those things. It's like you almost don't notice it until it's like a month or two later, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah,
Dang.
Kevin let me hold the GoPro today. So progression level just went up.
Nice. Nice. All right, let's see if we got some questions here. So Charles says, how much longer are your lads going to be with the team? Been great seeing you in the vids.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh no, how much longer is it?
Don't want to know.
You got 1 more month.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
month left.
Yeah.
Just gonna try and make the most of it. It's kind of like sad thinking about it, how quickly 2 months has gone past.
Yeah. Wow.
In the flash.
Japan, Jackson Hole,
Japan?
Whistler.
When did we do Japan?
Seems like
Yeah,
ages
to
ago.
remember
It's
that.
another lifetime.
Lifetime away.
And Engen says, looking forward to meet you guys this coming summer. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah, definitely seeing Landgraf, yeah.
yeah. So Landgraf is always a done deal. Love that indoor place in Holland. Yeah, it's a bit of a drive from London, but any of you guys in Europe, I don't know if anyone's watching this from Europe, but Landgraf is certainly a cool spot in the summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Dinanjay says, hey, from India, your channel has been super helpful. Learned a lot things from you. Thanks.
Yeah. So
Oh,
where did
amazing.
you snowboard in India?
Yeah, we're
I
thinking
think.
we're gonna have to do it like a trip to like, is it in northern India where there's
Yeah, I
snows?
think it's a resort called Gulmarg in India.
Wow.
It would definitely be cool to check
Yeah.
that out.
That'd be an adventure, yeah. And superhero with the super chat. Thanks so much for the support, man. And Engen says, got ya, SLB. Nice. Red's Cap, another legend.
What's
Awesome.
up, Reggie?
Yep, awesome. Adam says, you. And awesome. And so Engen Yannick, for your next trip, I'm volunteering as wax tech. I'll even do your dirty wash. Nice.
Dude, I have a lot of socks, so you need a big laundry.
Yeah, you guys were calling me out back in my gear video where I only had 1 pair of snowboard socks.
Yeah, do you guys, shout out. Well, if any of you guys can find out that video where Kevin's like, you need 1 pair of sock for the season.
Yeah.
It's just a funny moment. Like, I'm never going to forget that video. But
It
yeah.
must be like 4 years ago.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know what. Well, for me, it was like then I like literally didn't have any money for anything. So then 1 pair of socks was
Enough.
was tons.
You know what?
Yeah.
It is enough. Do your washing, dry it, and it's enough.
Yeah.
Like, I bought 5 pairs with me, but I'm using like 3,
Nice.
like max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Ian says evening from London.
Yo,
Oh,
What's up, London? London calling.
yeah. Thanks for staying up with us as well. And it's
It's like 3 a.m. It's 3 something. Yeah, 3:30
Wow.
probably.
um.
Wow.
Zach, about to go boarding tomorrow for only the second time. Been watching your videos on the basics. I really want to get into it and buy my own board. What do you recommend? It's hard to say, but definitely just start with like a lower price board and maybe check out some of TJ's board reviews on the channel and yeah, go from there. I recommend, actually, I really like boards with like the magnet traction or on the Arbor. What does the Arbor have? It's got the
Grip Tech.
Grip Tech.
Yeah.
Those like, it's basically there's like bumps along the edge that help you to grip. I'm like really liking that kind of stuff at the moment. Or ASIM. You get your ASIM may be too much for a beginner, but yeah, just start on the lower end of the price scale. It's like your first board is just gonna be like the board that gets you into snowboarding, and then from there you can kind of get a board that takes you in different directions.
Yeah, you'll definitely get hooked when you start buying boards.
Yeah. All right, let's do a couple more questions and then we'll get out of here. And oh yeah, what did you guys think of Revelstoke so far? Like, what were your expectations and how's been the first day?
Dude, it's quite steep.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect that steep level. As Chris said, it's probably one of the the tallest in North America
Yeah.
mountain. Really, really cool. I can see why in a powder day, Revelstoke is the place to be.
Yeah.
In BC maybe.
It seems like on a powder day it would be just
Yeah.
like the best. Yeah, the trees and the alpine and. All right, let's see. So let's get a couple more questions.
So many questions.
Ali says you guys are having an awesome trip. Don't think about going home. You can definitely organize my next snowboard trip. Awesome.
Definitely.
from Brisbane. And Ian says no probs, guys. just got back from Whistler yesterday. Awesome. Fully jet lagged. Oh, that jet lag.
Yeah, that's gonna 3-4 days.
You can't beat that jet lag.
You can't.
No, it's
We tried.
impossible.
We tried to beat the jet.
I tried beating jet lag by doing a stopover like in Hawaii for like a day.
Yeah.
Got to Whistler. I think I woke up at 3 p.m. the next day. Just missed the whole day completely.
Yeah, it catches you. It just gets you no matter
Super.
what.
Yeah.
And Red says, Kevin, have you tried the side cut waxing iron? Is it way better than Dakine or other iron? I know I haven't tried it. I'm still on like my old Burton iron. It's like very old, and but it works fine. So I haven't needed to get a new one, but I think whatever works.
Anything iron works. So I use like a travel iron from the 80s. I just took one from my dad like years ago.
Nice.
And it still works.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
It gets waxy, but it does the job.
All right, and we got a super chat from Joey. He says, your videos are the best, man. I've been improving so much with all the snow in Tahoe. There's plenty of time to practice. Awesome, Joey. Yeah.
Tahoe's been nuking.
Yeah, it's been nuking. Yeah. Yeah, Joey, awesome, man. Enjoy it. Thanks for checking out the videos. Thanks for the support. And Engen's got a board recommendation. Horoscope is a better choice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the horoscope too. It's like a good sort of beginner intermediate board, and it's very consistent. I'm a big fan of that board. Awesome. Yeah, let's call it there. Thank you guys all for tuning in for this live chat. Sorry that the last one, the camera died, my hands are freezing, but I'm glad that we went for almost an hour and a half here. I think this is the longest live chat yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the longest live chat ever. I just gotta say, I prefer to be on the other side of the screen.
Reading the comments.
Reading the comments. Yeah. This is so much more like,
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah, well.
Well,
yeah.
it's nervous following Andreas and Chris, the
All right.
naturals. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Actually, like doing these live chats and having you guys tune in and you guys tune in as well. Like,
Yeah, always.
it's like helped to this is all practice. So if I was just talking to nobody, if nobody would tune in, I would have nobody to practice with. So thank you guys for tuning in and helping to make this channel better. So shout out to everyone that did the super chat. Thank you guys for the support, and we're gonna be riding it here in Revelstoke for the rest of the week. So stay tuned for those videos. And yeah, have a good weekend, guys. Thanks everyone for staying up. See you in the next one soon.
You.